This is an open letter to Black America from Unity Ministers. We love you, and we embrace our responsibility to eradicate racism. It is our divine appointment to stand with you.
To see you.
To hear you.
To listen.
To be in conversation with you.
To be with your anger without judgment.
To know your sacred worth.
To acknowledge my privilege.
To take responsibility.
To confront complacency.
To back my words with action. Palabras con acción.
To be accountable for effecting change in my community.
To support Black-owned businesses.
To be a bender of the arc of the moral universe that bends toward justice.
To demand the end of police brutality.
To use my voice and my vote to end systemic racism.
To hold you and our country in prayer.
To be a call to action.
To be a voice for justice.
To be a voice for unity.
In this constantly changing world, life and personal values can seem more than a little unstable. Just when you think you have it all figured out, then everything changes. Sometimes life can seem overwhelming. Well, the good news is you can change your life. You have within you the power to learn how to flow with the changes and smooth out the bumps of life. You can experience the joy, peace, health, and abundance you deserve. You were created to be happy and productive. That urge to grow and express yourself was put there for a reason. Learn the spiritual principles that can help you not just to survive, but thrive in this changing world. At Unity, we'd like to help you do just that.
Imagine a spiritual path that honors the universal truths in all religions, that sees we are all one. Imagine a movement that respects each person's right to choose their spiritual path. Imagine a spiritual movement that empowers and unites rather than divides. This is Unity. For more than a century, Unity has offered a positive, practical, and progressive approach to understanding and applying the teachings of Jesus and other spiritual masters.
Each and every person has inborn God-given powers. We can change our lives by learning to use these powers consciously and intentionally. The way we use or misuse these powers shapes our reality. Connect with your higher self. Connect with the divine.
The utilization of power. Power is phenomenal. We speak of the source of energy moving through us, yet how much is recognized and internalized. The more we know, we are packaged with infinite power moving through our mind and body. We begin to connect with the full-bodied source, which offers even more dynamic strength to the outgoing, empathic, explosive spreading of wisdom among us all. And for those who have the ear to hear, the desire of our souls may catch fire with joy and wonderment of how to manage this gift of power. We, being entangled with spirit, are offered creative reinforcement through mega means of allowances for humanity. We are the builders of the earth. This is why our existence and actions are powerfully aligned with the architecture of this phenomenal planet. We are fused with magnificence, not thoroughly recognized due to the seasoned nature of slow assessment and relevance of the physical purpose. We so easily become overzealous sometimes by seeking capture of elements and values dictated from the mind of man, so inundated with opposition until it causes gaps and struggles to embrace the true reason why. We are human, and the nature of our power is built within, yet often misunderstood, incomprehensible to our reality. We may not always be aware of the contract we have with higher source. Due to free will, we may often get off track with our understanding of power and purpose. However, it is never too late to seek our specific power connection. Utilization of power becomes exceedingly escalated when aware of how and why power energies and chemistry are generated within. This acknowledgement is attached to our level of consciousness and intent. Power is ours to have multi-dimensional transparency. All will occur in time. Power is ours to gain a sense of self, individual purpose, and spiritual contribution to this beautiful earth. It is not meant for the seeking of queen and kingsmanship to rule over others. We are created to utilize power in ways we have not yet fully learned to understand. However, all is well, and so it is. Bonnie Thompson Ford.
Hey, this is Reverend R. Ken, asking for and thanking you in advance for your financial support of our Unity of Chicago South Beyond Walls ministry. You will find links for e-donations located right under this video player. Namaste.
Greetings and welcome to the wonders that only exist in this moment. Thank you for joining us at Unity of Chicago South. Let's center ourselves. Just for today, we will keep our minds filled with possibilities, not obstacles. We will keep our conversations filled with the good we deserve and watch this goodness engulf us. Just for today, nothing will be impossible. I'm Reverend Dr. Stephanie Wilson Coleman, and it is a pleasure to be here today. My message, as always, is intended to be a message of hope, one that will inspire you to rethink what is possible for your life, to inspire you to believe in your inner star to carry you places you never dreamed possible. And as you listen to today's lesson, I want to encourage you to climb the mountains in your life, that you already have all the God you need in this moment, and to believe you are worthy of the best. We're celebrating the spiritual principle of power, self-mastery, and spiritual presence. The disciple is Philip. He represents power over our thoughts and feelings. The corresponding color is purple and the location is the throat. TruthUnity.net defines power as man's innate control over his thoughts and feelings. Man is the power of God in action, and to man is given the highest power in the universe, the conscious power of thought. There is a universal creative force that urges man forward to the recognition of the creative power of his individual thought. Reverend R. Ken reminded us that we are the instrument through which all of the universe flows. Fear, doubt, and conditions have only the power we give it. So knowing the power of your thoughts can change your life. We have the power to create the life we dream about. A man was traveling one day and suddenly he got to paradise. He sat under the desire tree. And yes, there is such a tree in paradise. And sitting under it, you can immediately fulfill your desire. You just need to think about it. So he sat under this tree and thought, I am hungry, so it would be nice to have a bite right now. And when he just thought about this, a table full of different dishes that he was thinking about appeared right before him. Wow, the man was surprised. But it can't be, he said. He thought so, that it couldn't be. And the table with dishes disappeared immediately. He said, it would be nice to get it back. And the dishes appeared again. He ate plenty from these dishes. He has never eaten such tasty food before, and after satisfying hunger, he thought it would be nice to have something to drink. And the perfect wine appeared immediately because there are no restrictions in paradise. Lying in the shadow of the tree and drinking wine, he started wondering, why are all these miracles happening? It just can't be that everything would be so good. Probably some ghost played a joke on me. Suddenly the ghost appeared. They were terrible and they looked just as he imagined. The man became scared and thought, now they will kill me. And they killed him. The moral to this story is everyone lives in the world that they desire. A thought is the most important thing because we become that we consistently think about. Thoughts are the things that create our experiences. Our brain has a built-in autopilot called reticular activating system, or RAS. The RAS system is a bundle of nerves that sits in the brainstem. It controls incoming information or stimulus that you are aware of, so you will be motivated to behave in a certain way. It acts as a guard and filters what information gets through and what does not. The RAS system can be summed up as the function that guarantees where your attention goes, energy flows, and results show. When we learn to focus our thoughts toward what we want to experience, our energy will create this experience. Thoughts create our experiences, but the quality of our thoughts create the quality of our life. Matthew 6, chapter 33rd verse says, seek the kingdom of God above all else and live righteously, and he will give you everything you need. This tells us our attention should be on God, on good, first and foremost. So I ask, what is your focus? Where are you focused? In the book Mind Power, John Kehoe teaches that thoughts are real forces and that what you believe, you're right. It is the quality of our thoughts that create the quality of our life. The best way we can ensure that God, or good, always has our full, undivided attention is through staying connected with and focused on the things we want to experience, focused on the good. We all spend time doing important things such as meditating, praying, writing or speaking our affirmations or affirmations, looking at our vision boards and updating our gratitude and appreciation list. But studies have revealed that weekly, only 55% of Americans pray, which is talking to God, and only 40% meditate, which is listening to God. And 45% of Americans seldom or never meditate. Remember, the RAS functions ensures that whatever we focus on, we give power to. And if you focus on the good, you empower the good. If you focus on the negative aspects, you give those power. Your thoughts, coupled with your mental activities, which are your beliefs, imaginings, assumptions, feelings, and those are the thinking activities of your mind. So together, they determine and direct your thought power. This powerful energy field or force, or the force, is creating your reality now. The question you have to answer is, what experience do I want to show up in my life? Here are a few ways to keep your thoughts from damaging your force and derailing your dreams. As always, this is an inside, do-it-yourself job. Focus. You have to protect your focus. That's key. Where is your attention? You must train your mind and your mouth to focus on the good things. First thing is to start by planning a morning routine. Daily, read the list of goals you want to achieve by the end of the year. List 3 critical tasks that must be done throughout the day. List the steps you need to take to achieve your goals. The second is visualize them and simulate the feelings you'll get after finishing each task. If you think about them, visualize them, and feel the feelings, your subconscious will do everything it can to help you turn your thoughts into reality. The third thing in protecting your focus is schedule your meditation period after you have completed steps 1 and 2. And any information channeled to you during your meditation included in your plan. The next thing we need to focus on is overcoming challenges. First step in that would be scenario planning. Challenging situations, difficult people, and seemingly overwhelming obstacles are a natural part of life. Lou Holtz says, "Show me someone who has done something worthwhile, and I'll show you someone who has overcome adversity." Michael Phipps says, "There will be obstacles, there will be doubters, and there will be mistakes. But with hard work, there are no limits." Because challenges will be a part of your champion story, scenario planning will help you manage most of the situations that may occur when executing your plans. Scenario planning also helps you to think through everything that may influence your project. Create 3 scenarios. The first one should be a scenario where everything goes according to your plan. This is the easiest. All of your goals were achieved. But the second scenario should be one that discusses where you would be wildly successful. If your success rate is 150% higher than you anticipated, you won't have time to create a plan while experiencing your extraordinary success. If you perform poorly in this scenario, chances are you will not be able to recover quickly, or you may not recover at all. This could damage your growth. And the third scenario is where you were not as successful as you projected. While no one can predict the future, we can look closely at a series of scenarios that could happen in the future. The time frame you choose is up to you. By preparing ourselves for those scenarios before they happen, we're putting ourselves in a better position to react to what actually happens. One example is the Shell Group. They started using scenario planning in the late 1940s. Their plan included hostile countries, oil spills, unsentimental global politics, and items like that. So when these things occurred, they already had a plan and they could move into action quickly. During the COVID pandemic, most companies were not using scenario planning, and as a result, they were unable to respond to the change in the economic environment. Using scenario planning helps you think through your goals and actions so you don't have to scramble in the midst of a crisis. Then we've got to stimulate growth. What we view as hard times are key in stimulating growth and building resilience capacity. Knowing that you can overcome obstacles and learn from them helps you build a solid foundation for success in life. When you're faced with challenges, focus on the good things, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant they may seem. Allow yourself to feel your emotions, because feeling your emotions is healthy. Bottling up your emotions can do long-term harm and prevent you from being able to process the obstacles in your life and formulate plans to move past them. You are stronger and more capable than you give yourself credit. The great philosopher Christopher Robin said to Winnie the Pooh, "Remember, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think." The next major step is reprogram your mindset. Treat your mind like a muscle. Start a gratitude journal if you haven't already. And the best way to start is to put yourself in the headspace of having rather than wanting. That is how you begin a gratitude practice. By expressing thanks for all that you do have, shift your mindset from being hungry for change to feeling satisfied with where you are. Nothing magnetizes abundance for you like gratitude. There's a saying that once you believe you have enough, you are open to receiving more and more and more. Release your attachment to the how. Your job is to identify the what and then to work in tandem with other people for the how. The point is that life will always surprise you, and it will surprise you with how things come into fruition. Instead of being obsessively attached to every little detail, working out the way you think it should be open to potential and possibilities, even if it's something you have never imagined before. I always say, you just need to know what you want. Leave the how to the universe. Fill your dead airtime with affirmation or affirmations and motivation. When you're on your commute each morning, listen to a motivational speech or a podcast. While doing the dishes or driving, tune into a talk show that relates to the type of business you're trying to do. Infuse your life with as much affirmation and motivation as possible. You may need to hear the lessons more than once, but they will seep into your brain over time. And eventually, you will find yourself acting on wisdom received from those who are where you want to be. Give yourself permission to succeed. Instead of regurgitating the same old narrative of believing you'll be happy once you lost 10 pounds, work on changing your inner monologue to, I allow my life to be good. Give yourself permission to be happy and successful, and don't feel guilty about it. If you have a subconscious association between success being amoral or corrupt, of course, you're not going to do what you need to do to live the life you want to live. Instead, give yourself permission to step into a whole, happy, healthy, and meaningful experience. We need to watch our conversations. Conversations are key. We must learn to change our focus and tell different stories. I often say our conversations or our thoughts must consist of what is right with our lives and less of what is wrong. If you're finding this difficult to achieve, then you must look at what you believe. If you're always sick, every supervisor you've had treats you unfairly, and you're constantly robbing Peter to pay Paul, then your life is speaking volumes about what you believe. It is time for you to focus your attention on your negative parent thoughts and eliminate them. Not gradually, but with deliberate and purposeful intention. In order to live the life we were created to live, we must start to tell different stories and have different conversations. We all have the same amount of time. How we use our time determines our success. And then the last thing is eliminate the infestation of ants, which are automatic negative thoughts. Dr. Amen identifies ants as a negative thinking pattern. There are 9 that he actually identifies, but the most common are always or never thinking. All or never words like always, never, no one, everyone, every time, everything are usually wrong. The second one is focusing on the negative. This occurs when your thoughts reflect only the bad in a situation and ignore any of the good things. Mind reading. This happens when you believe that you know what other people are thinking, even though they haven't told you directly. Taking someone's silence as they're mad at me is a perfect example of mind reading. They may just be thinking. And there has been some recent research that supports the theory that we have no idea what people are thinking when we look at the expressions on their face. The fourth one is thinking with your feelings. This occurs when you believe your negative feelings without ever questioning them. Feelings are very complex and often are based on our past stories. Feelings are not always about truth. Feelings are your perception of certain situations. And then there's blaming. When you blame someone or someone else for the problems in your life, you become a passive victim of circumstances. And you make it very difficult to do anything to change your situation. To exterminate the ants or the automatic negative thought problems, write your automatic negative thoughts down. Identify the species. There are 9 types. Ask yourself if the thought is 100% true. Ask yourself how you feel when you have these thoughts. And make ant killing a daily habit. If you look at it, you can always find the silver lining in every cloud, even if it is not immediately obvious. If you find yourself walking through the valley of the shadow of death, be grateful that it is only a shadow. Rumi reminds us, respond to every call that excites your spirit. Ignore those that make you fearful and sad or that degrade you. Let us become still. Just for today, I will trust that power greater than myself to guide and direct my steps. I will seek out the things that make my soul smile and take the time to appreciate the beauty that surrounds me. I will believe just for today that the universal power is working to shape my world in ways that I cannot begin to imagine. Just for today, I will not be separated from God. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Trust your greatness. Namaste.